Under this very impressive head cover is a fairway finder from Ping that I think is a fantastic addition to their lineup of G440 in 2025, and I also believe it is the club that should find its way into your golf bag. Now, I haven't heard a bad word said about the new Ping G440 Max driver, apart from the odd grumble that it isn't 10k, which is quite amusing as it's 9,500 MOI. But those golfers with concerns about a Ping G440 Max 10k driver being released in the near future, worry not, because the club you really should be focused on is a brand new addition to the Ping family that was never an option in G430. This club is super long, super forgiving, and will be a great addition to your bag. This is the Ping G440 Forward. That's another nice ball, 132 ball speed, right down the middle, 214 carry. So a little longer than the ball that you joined me on originally. I just want to talk about a couple of things in terms of improvements and things that I've been perhaps critical of in the past from Ping, and that is sound and feel is greatly improved. Softened it down completely, in my opinion, and to be honest with you, the noise is normally sort of heightened within an indoor facility as well. So really pleased to see that so far at least. I've only tried the forward, I've not moved on to drivers yet, but that's a huge improvement. And then the other thing to mention is they've also changed the design of the head covers, which was much needed. I think Ping have been watching my videos because it's been a criticism that I've aimed at them in the past. They've upped the game, and I'm pleased to say it's got the average golfer's seal of approval in terms of head cover design and fit this time around. So well done, Ping. Anyway, 214 forward, again, super set of numbers. We shall carry on. Oh, 135 ball speed. My word, that is an absolute... I think we need to switch the camera on more often. Maybe there's a little bit more effort going in when we've got the record button, but that is, again, we keep adding to yardage, but when we analyse data later on in the video, you'll realise that's very much relative to club head speed, but again, a super set of numbers there. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was the design of fairway woods from Ping, because they just seem to have it spot on. And I say spot on, I think the profile of the head size, the shaping, and then the sort of the height, and it's a fairly shallow club face. But for the last few years, they've always done an incredibly good job of whereby the ball just seems to sit absolutely perfect at address. Very simple framing, so the club face itself, we'll get some close-ups for you, sort of white either side of the centre mark, again, just seems to frame the ball really well at address. You clearly see, and a little simple white dot gets you aligned perfectly. And you also see with the forward that we've got in hand now, plenty of loft. And I always say, you know, loft is your friend, but it's also visibly something that is a huge help, because, or a confidence booster, not a help. Well, it is in my eyes anyway, because I'm looking at that now at address. It just gives me confidence. It feels like the club will do the work. I always say this before, you know, it's a case of easy swing, let the club do its thing, let the loft that we can see, let this CG placements, which is also we'll talk about later on, right at the very back, which Ping do incredibly well in being able to assist slower swing speed golfers, and I'd fall into that category. Launch the ball high, get the spin number, just deliver on every single parameter. This is a kind of club that is, it's really hard to pick fault with, and it's the kind of club that should be in a lot of golfers' bags. This addition of a forward is why I think this is a real clever move from Ping, and could be the final piece of their jigsaw in terms of that full matrix. But offers you a real bridge between that 3 and 5, where you've got something you can hit long, but also enough loft to be able to utilise from the fairway and the rough, and also off the tee. Right, okay, that's enough balls hit. 10, in fact, that we've got some interesting data on, and let's go through it. I mean, let's just get through straight into averages first of all. So 207 carry, that's from a club head speed, an average club head speed, don't forget, of 89.1. Ball speed 130, launching 14.8, 2.7 spin, and that smash factor again is suggesting this is a very efficient club across all shots that I hit. So what is interesting about the forward? Well, first of all, it's worth it pointing out, I've got this set at the standard setting, which is 17 degrees of loft, and like I said, sits in between the 3 and a 5 wood. The average carry distance is kind of, it's okay. I would be looking to get a little bit more out of this to fit it into my bag, and we did get more out of it when we increased the club head speed. But there's a good set of numbers based on that might apply to a lot of golfers out there. So if we start off on the sort of first shot hit, 87 mile an hour club head speed with a 199 carry. If you look at all the other numbers, fantastic, great set of numbers. We then get a little bit more efficient with a 87 mile an hour club head speed, but all the other parameters, and that being the spin rate, the launch, and that ball speed, all combined produced a greater carry. So we've gained 8 yards of carry, and that's because of the change parameters in spin and in launch. That's predominantly the change. Again, super set of numbers, much more efficient, 147 smash factor. But then if you go to the end and the last 3 shots where we sort of crank things up a little, I suppose you'd say, 91 mile an hour club head speed, almost 92, produces a 208 carry, and 91 produces a 214 carry, and then we get to 92 mile an hour club head speed and we've got a 223 carry. What is interesting about all those things is that the parameters in terms of launch and spin remain consistent. So even though the club head speed, I swung the club faster, we managed to maintain spin rate and launch conditions, which meant that overall performance was incredible. So that 223 carry with a forward, keeping spin down but still launching the ball high, is what makes these kind of clubs really effective right now. And I say that because often there is a kind of like a criticism of 2 things: the price and how much technology has moved on. The price bit, don't get involved in, but the technology bit is this. You've got plenty of clubs that you can hit out at 223 yards, and there'll be plenty of different types. There'll be a 3-wood, a 5-wood, a 4-wood, a mini driver. All those different kind of clubs can probably carry that distance for my club head speed. But it's these other parameters that you need to start paying attention to, and what the difference is between new clubs and old clubs. A forward in the past could be potentially very, very spinny. It could also launch really, really high, and that combination would have a deadly impact on this carry distance. What club manufacturers in general have been able to do is construct clubs that are able to maintain good numbers in each of these parameters. And I think that's the bit that is often overlooked and misinterpreted by a lot of viewers. You've got to understand what makes this number, and those other parameters are really, really important. And that is where technology has changed over the last few years. These are the kind of areas where they're able to focus on and make improvements, because as we know, there's going to be restrictions on ball speeds relative to club head speed, so it's the other elements they've got to focus on. That's me done. I said somewhere amongst the video that Ping have done what Ping done very well, and that's build a fairway finder, and this is exactly that. It's a super club that lots of golfers should consider putting in the bag. You've seen how I've made up bags in this last 12 months, bags that make the game easier, with clubs in there that are more effective in the hands of average golfers, and this forward from Ping is exactly that. So if you get the opportunity, then give this one a go if you're in the market for a fairway wood of this sort, and I'm pretty sure you'll be as impressed as I am. That's me done. As ever, comments down below, let me know what you think. This is the fairway finder from the Ping G440 range in 2025 that I think you should certainly give a little bit of a go of. I'll see you soon.